Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be getting into everything that's happened over the past month. Today is exactly 1 month since I had my rhinoplasty surgery. A lot of healing has happened in that time, and I have quite a lot of updates since my last video. I filmed everything about my rhinoplasty from the day of surgery through my recovery to getting my cast off. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description. I'll also put a little card up here. This is like a continuation onto that video. A lot has happened. Where do I start? Some of you might know this, some of you might not know this, but the cast really does a lot of restricting and keeping everything tight and in place and exactly where it's supposed to be. And when that cast is removed, it basically gives your skin opportunity to swell up now that it's not being held down by anything anymore. Yeah, that happened with me, definitely. My nose kind of blew up pretty big. Luckily, I was kind of expecting it, so I wasn't too freaked out when that happened. But the tip definitely looks pretty wide, and just like overall the swelling kind of went up, and I think now it's starting to come back down again. It's kind of resolving itself within this first month. I was instructed by my surgeon to sleep upright for the next week after my post-op appointment, and I continued to use my wedge pillow that I was using and sleeping like very upright, and I did it for 5 more days because I just started to get really bad sleep. Like, I got used to the wedge pillow, and then I got unused to the wedge pillow, and I started to hate it and having really bad sleep. So I took it away. Now I'm back to sleeping normal. Okay, I had a nasally voice after the surgery, which I think is pretty normal, even if you don't have like packing or stents or anything. But for some reason in my head, it was like, oh, when I get the cast taken off, I won't have a nasally voice anymore. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, that was not the case. I continued to have a nasally voice, I think until like 2 weeks post-op, and finally it's back to normal, so that's really good. My bruising went away between weeks 2 and 3. I have pictures of that and like the progression of my bruising going away. I did have osteotomies done, which is where they break the nasal bones on the side, and that causes a lot of bruising. So if you're gonna have that done, expect maybe for your bruising to go away within 2 or 3 weeks. So this I was not aware of before getting the rhinoplasty. I knew there was going to be a lot of like aftercare within the first week, but I didn't know that that cleaning continues until your 4 to 6 week post-op appointment. So I've been buying a lot of Saline because I've been going through it, and I made the mistake of buying the CVS brand Saline because it has the exact same ingredients as the Arm & Hammer one. I figured it'd be the exact same thing. It was not. Let me tell you, it was not. It is so salty. So salty. Like way too salty. I had water with me and I just chugged my water, but it was a bad experience using that CVS one. And then I had to get more of the Arm & Hammer one, and it came in a green package instead of a blue package, and I was like, well, I hope it's the same thing. The green one is almost as bad as the CVS brand. I don't know what it is. They are so salty. So if you're buying Saline, I recommend the Arm & Hammer with the blue top, not the blue top, with the blue can. So I still have to wash my face really gently. As you can see, I can like apply makeup and everything now. I was wearing makeup at the end of my last video too, but I just have to be very gentle. Everything that I do with my nose is still very gentle because the bones don't even really start to set until about 6 weeks, and still then it's like very fragile. No scrubbing, no picking, nothing. It's hard to like leave my blackheads alone and stuff like that. Speaking of blackheads, I've heard people say in their videos that they've noticed a lot more blackheads on their nose after getting their cast off. I've been able to keep my blackheads pretty much under control with glycolic acid. I use the glycolic acid solution by The Ordinary. That's a chemical exfoliant, so it's no physical scrubbing with anything, which is what you would want to avoid. It's just a liquid that you like put on a pad, and then you rub it over your face, and it chemically exfoliates your skin, which is actually what you're supposed to do. Like, that's better for your skin in general than using the physical exfoliants. But yeah, if anyone is worried about like blackheads on their nose, because I usually have some pretty gnarly ones, I'm not gonna lie, but I've been able to keep it under control, so that's good. And speaking of like the skin kind of changing, when you get the cast off, your skin is weird. It feels weird because you're numb and it just like looks foreign. I don't know how to describe it, and just like looks a little different. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Okay. What happened to me was my skin got really, really dry on the tip. All around here was so dry, and I waited it out as long as I could. I did not want to pick at it. I didn't want to start peeling it. So I used my glycolic acid a few times on it. I think I did it 2 or 3 times, and it just was not peeling off. So I very, very gently used like little tweezers and just like started peeling it off. It worked, and I peeled off kind of everything that there was. My skin has been normal since then, but it definitely went through this dry period. So I had a couple things happen that I just didn't know would happen after surgery. It's nothing really serious. It's just like things that I'm noticing that are different that I didn't necessarily expect to be different. And one of those things is that my good side is now my bad side. So before surgery, this was my good side, and I would always, I'm like trained to turn this way for pictures and like do everything at this 3/4 angle. It might be uneven swelling or just like the way that things are healing right now, but this is my good side now. You might not be able to see, you know, everyone's their own worst critic or what is the, I can't say sayings. I get them wrong every single time, and I don't know why I try to say them. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, you judge yourself harder than anyone else judges you. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And the next thing, I have heard people say, this is kind of gross, that their boogers change, like the consistency of their boogers change after having a rhinoplasty. And I do not think that my boogers have changed, but I think that my nose's ability to deal with those boogers has changed. Basically, what I've had to do is blow my nose very, very gently, because you're not supposed to blow too hard, for at least like 2 weeks, I think it is. But I think with the septoplasty, you're not even supposed to blow your nose longer than that. So I don't even technically know if I'm supposed to be blowing my nose, but I'm doing it anyway, because there's no other way that I'm gonna be able to get boogers out of my nose. My nose needs help now. It's injured, it's down, it needs a helping hand. So I cover a nostril and like blow a little bit, and then I use a Q-tip and dig them out, which, I'm sorry, kind of gross, but things that you need to know. We'll see how long that continues for. Keep you updated. So now I'm gonna show you my nose, because I just am blabbing and blabbing. So this is what my nose is looking like. I definitely still have swelling. I'm trying not to push on my nose a lot, but there's definitely still swelling here. It's also still numb, which is normal. I think it's supposed to be numb for like 5 months, I think. It's more swollen on my left side than my right side. And then from this side, and then when I turn totally to the side, I still have the bump that's here that my doctor said would go away. I think it's gone down a little bit since the last time I showed you. What I now have more of is this super tip swelling. So right here, I have quite a bit of swelling there. I'm gonna ask my doctor when I go to my post-op appointment if he thinks that I should get a Kenalog shot, which is like the steroid injection, take down the swelling. I've done quite a bit of research on the Kenalog shots, and I'll talk more about them in my next update video, which will be my 3-month update. And then here's the other side. I still like it even with the bump. My biggest thing that I wanted done was taking down this tip, and it's down. It's swollen right now, and it's still so much smaller than my tip used to be. Alright guys, so that's the end of my 1-month rhinoplasty update. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, because I will answer everyone. Yeah, like I said, my post-op appointment is on September 10th, I believe. I will come back and tell you guys what my surgeon says about the Kenalog shot. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye!